Well, it is a special day in the state of Ohio, and not just because Rhett is joining us on a Sunday. Of course, you see him every Friday night in Game Day Nation and throughout the week calling games for us. Rhett, today is the big day for girls high school basketball. The district draws are out. We're going to break down the brackets. Thank you for spending some time with us tonight.
Oh, no problem. This is the exciting time of the year where, right, you said the brackets are out now. You know you're going to play in the postseason, trying to make that run. And I think when we look at the Division I bracket, it is wide open this year, probably the most wide open it's been in a long, long time.
Let's take a look at that Division I bracket. We'll start with the Central District. Of course, Division I split into two different districts in Northwest Ohio. So in the Toledo district, these are going to be games, these championship will be at Central, sectionals at Lake in Rossford. You see Whitmer is the 9 seed. They're going to take on the winners Springfield and Ashland. Springfield, the number 3 seed. Blue Devils deciding not to take a bye, play right away. And the 2 seed, Anthony Wayne, you see them on the bottom half of the bracket. The 1 seed's in the other half. We'll get to the 1 seed in a little bit. So Anthony Wayne is your 2 seed. Do you like the Generals coming out of the Central Catholic District?
I do, but it's not going to be easy. I think when you look up top, Whitmer is going to play that Springfield-Ashland winner. You presume it's going to be Springfield, right? Well, that Whitmer-Springfield matchup is a great one because they played it was Whitmer's first game of the year, Springfield's second game of the year, and Whitmer was up 6 with a minute left and lost the game. You know, they had a technical that really hurt them. Springfield had a shot at the buzzer, and Springfield came away with the win. So, for Whitmer, that's a game you look at as maybe get a little bit of payback, and then if you win, say from Whitmer's perspective, you play Notre Dame, who you already beat this year, round 2 tomorrow night. So that's an outstanding matchup. Notre Dame, who is picking down in the order as well, they got to feel good about, a chance to play, Springfield and then a team from their league as well. Being down where they were picking, they got to be happy with that draw. So it's going to be a tough road for Springfield. I do think Anthony Wayne gets through, in that part of the bracket and when it's all said and done.
At Notre Dame, a 7 seed. I don't know if we've ever seen the Eagles that low. But as we've talked about all season long with this girls basketball in Northwest Ohio, it is wide open in Division I. Let's take a look at the Lake District. That's where we're going to find the top seed, Fremont Ross. They will take on Clay on February 19th. That is the Saturday afternoon game in Genoa. Northview, they'll get the Bowling Green Sandusky winner. Perrysburg is your 8 seed. And then we got the Spartan matchup down the bottom there, Start and Lima Senior. Let's begin with Northview taking on Bowling Green Sandusky. If you're the Wildcats, you're taking that game thinking we're going to get Fremont Ross in the district semifinals.
And it gives them a week of prep, in thinking you're going to get that matchup. It's going to give them a week of prep to get ready for Fremont Ross, who I think is the most complete team offensively, in this draw. Destiny Robinson, Janiyah Holmes, Karma Johnson, I think offensively they're gifted. And so Northview playing them, that'll be a great matchup. Down below, I think Perrysburg will meet Start in a game. I think the first one to 35 might win that ball game. Start likes to play. They'll press you up, but they'll fall back to a zone. You got Perrysburg, who this year has played predominantly zone to really slow the tempo down, keep the score down. Held Springfield to 33 at the end of this past week. Now, just a matter of can they score enough. And I would think that Start behind Sinai Douglas and company will get by Perrysburg. I think they'll play Fremont. I think they'll get by Northview in a close one, and that'll be a heck of a matchup. Probably the most complete team defensively in Start. Fremont, the most complete team offensively. I think I'm going to go with Fremont Ross and a nail biter to get through on that one.
Start, the 4 seed, Bowser, the 6 seed. So 2 City League schools in the top 6 for Division I. Those sectionals games at Genoa and Fostoria. District at Lake, so you know what that means, the best hospitality room in Northwest Ohio in Millbury. We'll see if that reputation carries over to 2022. Let's move on to Division II. No surprises here. Central Catholic, the number 1 seed. They are ranked in the top 5 in the state. So they're going to get the first round bye and will take on the winner of Maumee Salina. Now, these games are in Ayersville over by Defiant. So for Central, that's going to be a long trip. And then you got Van Wert, Elida, Scott, Napoleon. So very much a Western Buckeye League feel to a lot of this district with the Ayersville sectional in our focus right now. Scott Napoleon's going to be an interesting matchup as the Wildcats, your defending state champions, a lot of experience on that team. They had players back from last year's team. We know what they lost in terms of the seniors from last year's team, but there's still a lot of talent that knows what it takes to make deep tournament runs.
Yeah, and they're extremely well coached. And I think just looking at that, I think Central Catholic and Napoleon get to the district semis there. And in that matchup, I think for key for Central, that matchup is play with the lead. You do not want to play from behind against Napoleon because they can spread you out and grind you out when they have a lead. But I think Central Catholic, too much firepower. You got Cornelia Clay, you got Emily Bear on the perimeter, you got Bryn Hunt, you got Brooklyn Vaughn, on the inside, as well. I think they have just too much offensive firepower, too much athleticism for Napoleon.
Quickly looking at the bottom half of that Paulding district, these are the sectional at Patrick Henry. As you see, Woodward, the 15th seed, will take on Shawnee, who's the 2 seed. Bath Rossford. Rogers, they will take on St. Mary's. That game is on Thursday night at Patrick Henry.
Lima Shawnee, the 2 seed, 16-1 on the season, have an outstanding year. I think they get through and they'll play that Central Catholic Napoleon winner, I believe, in the district final.
And then Division III, Roll just mentioned, Northwood is the 10th seed in Division III. They will be playing in Bowling Green against Genoa on the 16th, which of course is the Wednesday. In Division IV, Toledo Christian, they are the 1 seed, so they took the first round bye, and they will take on the winner of Cardinal Stritch Arcadia. An Eagles team that is maybe flying under the radar right now. They're picking up good wins after good wins. They went down to Ottawa and knocked off Ottawa Glandorf on last week. So a Toledo Christian team that, similar to some of the other teams we've been talking about this year, they're a young team. We know what they lost last year. They had that deep run last year, but they're a young team that you're going to have some youngsters have to step up on this deep tournament run for the Eagles.
And fortunately for them, I don't think this bracket is going to cause too much of resistance for them. I think they get through pretty easily, and it allows some of that youth to get some tournament experience under their belt. I give Coach Wensink a lot of credit this year. He's really beefed up the non-conference schedule. They played, you mentioned Ottawa Glandorf. They also played Medina, as well. Springfield, obviously have an outstanding season too. So he's done his best in the non-conference to try to prepare that team for the postseason tournament. So I think they get through to the regional, and we'll see what happens.
In the upper half of that bracket, Ottawa Hills, they're going to take on Gibsonburg, as New Regal is the 2 seed. And then you've got Emmanuel Christian, Old Fort down the bottom of the bracket. Is this setting up for a New Regal Toledo Christian district championship game?
I believe so. I think the top 2 seeds get through. And like I said, I just like what Coach Wensink has done with his team throughout this season. I think they just got too much firepower for New Regal, and they'll get through.
All right, so there it is. The fun gets underway just over 2 weeks from today. On February 16th, a Wednesday, will be the first sectional games. Of course, we'll have a lot of coverage for you in the weeks coming ahead. And now next week will be the boys' draw, so we'll break it all down next week with the boys. Rhett, thank you very much for spending some time with us.
Hey, my pleasure anytime. Best time of the year.